the river.
Yeah.
And that's what it was all about.
And across the river meaning
Jackson.
yeah.
That's what's called East Jackson.
And that's now a part of Flowwood. Can you describe, kind of exactly where that is for folks now?
Okay, if you come across Pearl River, you got Channel 3 right there at the bridge at Pearl River in Jefferson. You come across Pearl River. When you cross Pearl River, that's considered from that point to down the Fannin Road, the Gold Coast. Because it kind of started when you crossed
all the way down. Right on the river. That's on both sides. Because first the south side was the railroad track, but a part, just a small portion of it, because I don't know what's there now. But
yeah, they done changed it up so big.
I guess.
But if you come across the river, you hit Old Brandon Road, then you turn down. They had the first street, which was Casey Lane. That's
right.
Where the white, hung out at. That's had the white clubs back there.
Clubs over there.
That's where Big Red had.
So there were white clubs too in this area.
Yes sir.
And they had the neon lights too,
Yeah.
And it was, there was
Casey Lane, where Miss Ford's grocery store is, that was Casey Lane. The white clubs went back there. You get the same thing back there: liquor, bootleg, liquor, and everything, the hotels, and the whole 9 yards. And then you come to the Fannin Road, and that was the blacks down there.
Just down the street.
The club Miss Billie and them had, Stamps Hotel. They entertained blacks and whites, but they had an auditorium. And when Calloway and Fitzgerald and them came, that's what they came
You
to.
had integrated audiences then.
Excuse me.
Large integrated audiences would come to see that entertainment.
Now that was some back there to have an integrated audience back in 1937 now.
Yeah, Jackson, Mississippi.
Although you couldn't go on Casey Lane with an integrated audience.
Right.
Because they was white. But yet still, they came to Fannin Road.
Did those artists who came to play at the Stamps Hotel, did they also play in the white clubs, or did they only?
I don't think so. Not that my
They didn't have nowhere to stay. They stayed up there in Stamps Hotel, and that's where they played down in one of those places down on Fannin Road, from Rocket Lounge, Blue Flame, Stamps Hotel, the Auditorium. What else out there?
Blue Goose.
The Blue Goose, those were the biggest nightclubs over there that could.
And they were huge.
Probably seat by 200, maybe 150, 200 people. The four that I named: Blue Flame, Blue Goose, Rocket Lounge, and Stamps Hotel. Those were the biggest.
And so, how many did the Stamps Hotel were you able to pack in for one of those shows?
In the hotel.
In the hotel.
In the
auditorium.
Are you talking about booking bands?
In the auditorium when you booked the band. Say Ella Fitzgerald was playing. How many people would you have?
500, 550 or something like that.
So the auditorium would hold about 500 people.
No, that's huge.
That's big.
Back in
It
the day,
was. It was really big. It was. I don't know where they parked. I don't know where they parked.
All up and down the real road, is what I was told.
I never did know exactly.
And so, if I wanted to see Ella Fitzgerald, what was the cover to get into? How much did you have to pay to get in to see Ella Fitzgerald?
I really can't remember exactly, but it was never over $2. I don't think.
Yeah.
Never over $2.
I saw a flyer with Scott Burrell. It said $1.25, and if you at the door, it's $1.50.
Yeah, it probably was something like that because,
Scott got some good stuff.
It was that kind of.
Scott Burrell, he got some good stuff there.
And he's the scholar who's doing research on the Gold Coast. Is he going to be doing a book, or?
I don't know what all Scott gonna do. He from out of Ole Miss. He teaches a class.
He's doing the blues circuit. All the artists that came through.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Miss Stamps, you obviously got to meet all of these artists.
Definitely.
So, what were some of your favorite stories from some of the artists that you met?
I don't. So many.
Well, who are some of your favorite artists?
Well, Calloway really was one of and Duke Ellington, and Erskine Hawkins. Well, of course, Ella Fitzgerald. You can never put her back. On the back side.
Story about Ella Fitzgerald. Tell about
how she used to dance on the table and stuff.
Got a little teed up.
Yes. And that's the only band I really know, big band, was Tiny Bradshaw. That I just could never. I disliked him because we had Stamps. Clifton and I had an apartment along with Charlie and Virgie. It was his wife. That was a second wife. So we had this apartment on the back, the very back downstairs, which consists of a little kitchenette and, the Chicago style, and a bathroom we shared, and a little sitting room, small sitting room. That was our place of living, in the very, in the hotel, but in the extreme back.
Now, Miss Billie did tell me a story about Calloway and his escapade out there. Your phone?
Yeah, I don't see what it could be. Hi, we're interviewing, doing some interview now. Are you on your way home? Oh,
Big Red ran him out of town.
but now, that was one of the sheriffs.
One of the sheriffs.
One of the, not the high sheriff, they call it.
Deputy
No,
sheriff.
that was the deputy or something. He slapped this girl that one of Cab's employees, a singer, she was a singer. And of course, that evening, that night, we lost a lot of money on the Cab that night, we like $3,000 or $5,000.
So one of Cab Calloway's
Singers, one, his main singer,
was
hit by one of the deputies.
Why did he get it?
I don't know. We assume that she may not have said yes, sir. That's about what we thought it was. But anyway, they packed up and left.
well. So on a night when you had someone like Cab Calloway, were the sheriff and the deputy sheriffs, were they just there,
No,
or did they just?
They just like to come to see something sometime, but very, very seldom. I mean, I think with Cab, it was maybe somebody special they wanted to see, because he was very, 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 very popular, and with the white, he was very popular. But they I don't know.
So they packed up the whole show and left.
Packed the whole thing up in that with us holding the bag because they had to pay, before they got here, So in a way,
Well, they said that there's a
that's
story
only,
with.
but then we didn't have. We had bouncers, bouncers around, but no official, no police.
The way Miss Billie told me the story, we did this interview way long time ago, is that, Cab Calloway, how he get to singing and he slide down in front of these women and get to singing in their face and stuff. And he had slid down in front of one of the white women's faces. And needless to say, the police didn't like that.
No.
So they told Cab Calloway if he wanted to keep his black alive, he needed to get his black butt out of here tonight. And that's when Cab Calloway left out of
Well,
Mississippi.
they sure got it ready because
Never
I was
been
behind
back.
the bar selling drinks. I was behind the bar selling drinks. Me and Virgil.
The Cab never been back to Mississippi since.
Never. That was the end.
That
of
was
him.
now about Ella Fitzgerald. The Billie said she just get
Just
a little drinking and stuff, and she get up on the table and she just got to dance. She just showed out. She was a party animal. Ella Fitzgerald was, from my understanding, she was.
Is she the one that did Tisket or Tasket?
No, Tisket or Tasket was Tick Wells.
Oh yeah.
Tick Wells did Tisket or Tasket.
That
Ella
brown and
Fitzgerald.
yellow basket.
You got Ella Fitzgerald down here as a regular. She was coming down often.
And who else they used to come down regular? I don't know. I forgot. It was so many. It was so many big bands during that time.
Yeah. Every big band in New York they had them down here. That's
And
like-
how did you book them? Were you?
Oh, this booking agency in New York,
Yeah.
And
That's the one Scott and I are trying to locate.
now I can't call his name, but I'm going to think about his name. That it was two Jewish guys, and Cliff and them were very familiar with these guys because he was really making money for them too,
Oh yeah.
and they, they were really, really kind of on a lot of times, but that was in the early 40s, you know, 40s.
Yeah, you know, they used to call that the Chitlin Switch, right down there in Flowood, well, East Jackson. Because, you know, entertainers came up from New Orleans to Memphis, and that's where they stopped at, right there.
Right there.
Yeah,
What
they
is
didn't
halfway,
go
you know?
Mm-hmm.
And,
And all entertainment was right there. Everything they were looking for was right there. The gambling, the hotels, the women. Everything they were looking for was right there.
They had Airways Inn over there where all the politicians hung out at.
That was
And
the
Red
hotel.
Hyde and Big Red,
That
they
was
used to
in the
call
later
it.
part of the year.
And who was that?
Big Red Hyde. They got it, you know, we got
He was a politician?
No, he was the big man.
he was the man that run the pipe. He was the man that run the white area.
Gangster.
He was the gangster.
Yeah, but I mean,
Let's say that.
he was really, really a fair man. I got to tell the truth on him, because and my husband, Clifton Stamps, are the cause of my brother-in-law not getting killed. You know, because see, when the National Guards would run, everybody had to clean that liquor out, you know. But by them being on the river, they had their stashes on the river, Pearl River, you know, before, you know, it's got like it is now, you know. And my brother-in-law, Joe Lundy, was working as, what do you call these guys that be out on the yard selling whiskey, you know? I mean, it's cup service, or, you know, whatever. And his little brother, thought my brother-in-law that died right up the street there, he moved back here too, a few years ago. They thought he had got the stash, you know, the whiskey, because they got, you know, everybody had cases and cases, and you had to have a big place for it. And my brother-in-law told Red's little brother, the one that life got took from him, and he got dumped in the Mississippi River. I know somebody remember his name. I can't call it right now, but
It'll come up in that book.
but my husband Clifton explained to Red, Big Red, and his little brother, who was going to kill my brother-in-law, my sister's husband, that this was not an Afro-American that did this. This was a white guy's operation. Because my brother-in-law, being Afro-American, wouldn't have never touched this man's liquor. By no means, you know.
So someone stole some cases of his liquor,
Cases and cases of,
and they thought it was your brother-in-law.
and he was about to kill this man, my brother-in-law. But my husband begged Big Red to talk to his brother, and he did. And I guess that's why I like Big Red now. Still do. But some of his people, now the people that, the contractor that puts his house together for him, his wife, Joe Barr, when I came back to Mississippi, 40 years later, I guess. Well, when I came back here in 81. So anyway, many years later, 30 some years, I found Joe Barr to get this house together, the contractor. And his wife was kin to Big Red. Her name was Joe. Her name was Joe, too. But her husband's name was Joe Barr, and he was a big contractor here in Jackson in the 80s. Do you know him? Joe Barr.
No, I don't know
He
him.
built a lot of houses over there in Rankin County, a whole lot.
Now, you talked a little bit about kind of the violence.
Oh, we had that too almost everybody had bouncers, you know. And That's how.
Can you remember any of the shows, Miss B? Any other shows that was there?
Let's